So it's all to play for still.
I think so. Do you want to bet against us?
I'm delighted today to be joined by Sam from True Adventures. And guys, you know, if you haven't heard Sam's song, a Aston Villa song, it's going to be chanted all the way through the Champions League. I know it is. It's an absolute banger. It's available everywhere. And I wanted to have Sam on here to just chat about it because, you know what? There aren't that many Villa songs out there, and there aren't that many people writing an awful lot of Villa songs. So Sam, talk to us a small little bit about yourself and let us know what was your inspiration, I suppose, for writing that brilliant song.
Well, so I'm a singer, and I've played in a lot of bands.
That helps.
And,
that helps if you're going to write a song, you know, to be a singer.
But basically, do you know what? I hadn't done any music for a while because I've got a couple of young kids, and I've got a lot going on, family-wise and life-wise, because I'm nearly 40 now, and your time to do frivolous things like make music, you know, gets sucked out of you because. I mean, simply just the amount of emails I get from school takes up, I'd say 90% of my time. But anyway, no, I just hadn't made any music for a while. And I was thinking along the lines of, you know, Villa, I think I was being inspired, like everyone, by Unai Emery and all of what's been going on in the past year and a half from being in a pretty despondent place. Now we're just... you know, I can't really get over it, to be honest, and I'm still getting used to the fact that we're good, you know. And but I went to a few Villa games, and it wasn't like a critical thing. It was just like we don't have one song. Over the years, we've had, what have we had? Don't Look Back in Anger. We were singing for a couple of years. Hi Ho Aston Villa, you know. And they're all good and everything like that, but they're not ours. They're songs that we've adopted, you know. And I was looking at other teams. So, you know, Liverpool have got You'll Never Walk Alone, same as Celtic and Dortmund. And then who have we got? You know, Nottingham Forest have got Mull of Kintyre. And a few
Glad
other teams.
All Over, Crystal Palace, I think, is a
Glad All Over.
Yeah.
The Chip Butty song. I really like the Chip, you know, the Sheffield United one. That's a really good one. And what I really like about those songs is that moment before kickoff. So it's nice. It's nice. We've got like LA, 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 and all these songs, which are great, and they're sung by Villa. And we've had various walkout songs and end of game songs. But what we've never had is just before kickoff, there's that moment where everybody sings together, and it might start off on the speakers, and then the speakers cut out, and then everyone sings together. And it's that. It kind of, I feel like it kicks the game off in a really, really kind of spine-tingling way. And that doesn't really matter when you're playing in mid-table. But when you've got big games, and we got big games now, you know, end of the season, I'm still adjusting to it. You know, I'll keep saying to my friend, I'm not cut out for top-of-the-table clashes and European nights. I'm been conditioned on like mid-table kind of like level of intensity. But now that we've got Unai Emery, we need to adjust to this new reality that you know, we're gonna have big games, and Villa Park is, you know, I'm biased, but it you know, Gary Neville says it. A lot of people say it is the best ground in the country, you know, and I think we're pretty close to matching the team that Emery's built and the standard that Emery's created, and all the stuff that the new owners want to do. And I think it's about time that we try to do our bit. So we've got 1897. They're doing a brilliant job.
Super.
And it's great that the club are now engaging with them, because there was another group before. Was it B6 before?
B6 project, Project B6, yeah.
And they wanted to do loads of stuff, but it didn't quite feel like the club were like on board with it. I don't know. It just fizzled out, you know.
Fair to say.
But with with rail seating and all of that kind of stuff, we're heading in that direction. And so what I did was I just thought I'd write a song as well. It was a project for me. Like I said, I hadn't done any music for a while, and I thought, well, we don't have one. Well, I'll write one then. I'll write one.
Mm.
So I wrote down, there's like 10 more verses, but if you ask someone to write all the things that they love about their club, it can go on for quite a long time. You've got a whole podcast about it. Do you know what I mean? It goes on and on and on. There's no end.
Yeah.
To what people can say about how much they love their club, and I'm the same. So I just wrote about everything, and it was like, obviously there's like 1982, there's that element to it, but it's not just 1982. The point of the song was, yes, we have a big history, but it's not over yet. That's not.
Yeah, there's more to be written.
That's in the past. There's more coming, and so that's kind of the point of the song. It's kind of in two halves, and it's about us waking up as a club and getting back to where we think and know that we should be, and so and just like a lot of football songs, I wanted it to be not sad. Sad's not the right word. But Three Lions is a song about living with the pain of not.
Yeah.
Football is pain. The vast majority of football is pain, unless you're.
Unless you follow five teams.
Yeah, no one's immune from it. Manchester City lived all their pain, and now they're getting it. Now they've got it good, better or worse. Man United had their glory years. They're feeling the pain. Liverpool had 30 years of pain. Football is pain, and so it doesn't say that in the song, but it's kind of about that. We've been longing for a long time. Well, I have since 1993-4 when I started following Villa. We've been longing for that success that we weren't promised, but that's what we thought. When I started following Villa, it was 10, 11 years removed from us winning the European Cup.
Yeah.
That's nothing. 10, 11 years. When did Arsenal last win the league? 20 years ago. It's crazy, And
Paul Lambert was manager. Was it Paul Lambert? I think 10 years ago.
10 years
Aston
ago.
Villa.
Like, it's nothing, is it? It's nothing.
Nothing.
But when you're a kid,
we're as close to Paul Lambert now as I started following Villa at the same time you did, 92. So I was as close to the European Cup back then as we are to Paul Lambert now. It's bonkers to do. I never actually thought of it like that. It's really mad how the different peaks and troughs the club has been through in that period of time.
That's it. And I started following Villa. Like I said, 93, 94. I think we second in the league when I started following them. Then we won the League Cup, finishing top 6, top 4, another League Cup. I thought, well, this is it. Beating Inter Milan in the UEFA Cup on penalties, Phil King, all of that stuff. I thought, well, this is great. What a stroke of luck that I'm a Villa fan, And then since then, it's been there's been some good things, but it's been pretty barren. And now I feel like we're finally getting what we wanted, all those years. So the song is about that, and it's but then I had to boil it down. So it was like I said, it was like 10 verses, like Leonard Cohen's Hallelujah's like 10 verses. And it was like that. So I had to boil it down because the other thing I wanted was for people to be able to learn it and remember it and sing it. It needs to be able to be sung by people who are 5 pints in and and are not used to remembering the words to songs, and also I wanted it to be boiled down to be like the essence of what we want to say. What do we want to say? What do we feel? What do we want to get across to the players, to everyone that's watching just before kickoff? And that's the point of the song. So, so I did that. And the chorus is based on the passing sequence of the goal that won the European Cup. So Mortimer, Williams, Shaw, Morley, Peter With, and then the main lyric is, "Oh, it must be and it is." So that was the that was the idea for the chorus, and that bit came really easily. And if you write songs, basically, you can, if you slave over a song for weeks and months, and then you show it to people, they don't get it. It doesn't work. It always falls flat. It always falls flat. And if you write a song in 10 minutes, it works. You know, what is
And
it?
that's
All
actually,
I want for Christmas is you. You know, all I want for Christmas is you is written in the time it takes to sing it, and it's just, there you go. That was easy. You know, great. Why isn't it always like that?
And that's, I think that's, you've hit the nail on the head there. For a song to really kind of kick off, it needs to be popular. You know, it needs to have a pop element, and you know, it needs to be something that's easily remembered. And I think that, you know, if you're a Villa fan worth your salt, you're going to know that sequence of passes. You're going to know what it must be and it is all about, you know, because those words are synonymous with Aston Villa Football Club. They are a crowning piece of history. That, like, it's, and it's almost it almost ties in really beautifully as well, because the spoken word of a commentator is almost like the song of a match as well. You know, the spoken word of those words being turned into a lyric on an actual song it seems so poignant that would happen, you know. And I think that, you know, a song that we have should have those lyrics, because the most famous words uttered by a commentator in an Aston Villa match of all time, you know. So it's great. And as we look forward to the future of creating more great commentary moments, you know, hopefully next year when we're lifting the cup, the European Cup again next year, we'll have more words that are said by commentators. So I love that. And I was going to bring it up with you as well, because that's the beauty about the chorus, is it does sound like it can be sung from a terrace. Yeah. Was that part of your mindset when you were doing it?
Yeah. So I sat it's not got a huge amount of range in it as a song, as in, like, there's not too many highs and lows, again, because it's supposed to be sung by a crowd, you know. So what I really need to do, there's a couple of options, but I need to produce like another version of it, really, that's less about me singing it and is more about a crowd singing it. But there's different ways that I can do that. But that's the idea. Like, it's nice. I love being on podcasts and talking about it, and I love it being my song and everything like that. But what I would really like is for no one to even know that it's my song, to be the song of Villa, or the song of the crowd, or the song of the people. That's what I, you know. How many do people know Jerry and the Pacemakers sing "You'll Never Walk Alone"? I don't know. It doesn't matter. You know, I would. You know, if I heard 3 people singing it on the whole end, that would be my life made. You know, so it's been. You know, it's been played in the stadium, and that's really lovely. So what happened was, you know, I wrote the song and I recorded it. My friend, who's quite a good record producer, and he kind of sprinkled his magic on it. His name's Will Bloomfield, and I took him the bare bones of the song, and he helped me to put it together. And it's quite funny because he doesn't know anything about football. And I was like, right, this is the deal. It's a football song. It's like a love song to Villa, and da, 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 da. This is what I want. It's meant to be sung by a football crowd. And I was like, right, okay, right. So, you know, what's it? It's not the kind of music he normally makes, but we made it. And then I just had it on my computer, you know, and I got invited in a complete coincidence to go and play the fan zone at Villa Park, which was amazing. You know, I just got an email out of the blue saying, "Oh, do you want to come play a gig at Villa Park, and we'll pay you, and you get free tickets to the game?" And I was like, you know, when someone offers you something that's really good, and you have to be quite cool about it. You go,
yeah.
I'll just check my diary. You know, oh yeah, I reckon I could make that date. You know,
I'm the same with that. I'm like, what kind of a honeypot is this? Like, what's the, like, where's the quid pro quo in this one? You know, when's the devil's hand going to hit the back of my shoulder? You know, I'm the same whenever something like that pops up.
If you're too eager, they'll be like, "Oh, he really wants to do it. No, don't, just cancel it." You know. But we did that anyway, and we did this gig, and it was brilliant. Like it was when the team bus was coming. The team bus came in halfway through, and everyone was like with flares, and we were just happy to be there, to be honest. And we played, and most people had their back to us because they're like watching the team bus, and we were playing like LA and stuff like that, and it was like, this is great. I don't think people were that bothered, but it's great. But then we saw a video of the team bus filmed from the other way, and everyone was singing along, but they just weren't looking at us. Anyway, for to be a Villa fan and to play the fan zone is, it was brilliant. What a great day, and then I put a video up of it, of like a little kind of vlog video of like, oh, we played it, and I had the song in the background, and then people just started messaging me on Twitter going, what's the song, what's this song that's in the background? So I was like, oh right, oh, maybe I should put it up, see what people think of it. And so I just knocked up a quick video with bits of footage that I nicked from various places online, and I just posted it up there, and then it, like, I've never had it before. I've never gone viral before, but it was just like I was going on holiday with my family. My wife's like, "Will you get off your phone? I'm meant to be on holiday." And I was like, "You don't understand. Like, I've got like 100,000 views on this video. This is like, and people were messaging me. Like Adil Ray from Good Morning Britain was messaging me saying he loved the song, and all these kind of Villa people were getting in touch, and people were saying it had made them cry. People were saying that they'd have it as they've got it as their ringtone, and anyway, it was just brilliant, to be honest. It was great because I didn't like do it. I didn't like scheme it, I didn't think, oh, I'm going to do this and I'm going to do that. I just did it, and I just put it out, and people liked it, and you can't really beat that as a thing, because if you're a musician, sometimes you like slave over this music and you put it out and no one cares. No one cares most of the time. No one cares. They go, my new single's out, and people go, oh, great. Your mom might retweet it or something like that. But so to have people actually like something and for it to be a Villa thing, was brilliant, really. And then I got on this plane to Tenerife with my family, and I landed, and it was 1897 messaged me and said, they're playing your song in the stadium. I'm like, well, that's it. I can retire now. I've done it, And so that was really good.
I can respond to the school emails now.
Yeah, that's it. They'd all been sitting there while I was on Twitter. But yeah, so that was really, really special, and it was great. And now I get to talk to people like you, and I get to rave about how much I love Villa and all that kind of stuff. But like I said, the thing that I want is for people to sing it. That's what I really want. I want Villa fans to sing it. I don't want it to be like my song. I want it to be adopted as a Villa song. There's different ways to do it. Maybe the club can get involved if the club want to take it on board. But the thing is, you can't force it on people, because, especially football fans, because they'll just reject it. So it's hard, really. If the club, it has to come from the fans, really. It has to be pushed by the fans, because if the club start doing it, I think it will immediately become kind of, I don't know, it'll become naff. They'll be like, oh, what are the club doing? Oh, they're handing out scarves or something like that. So I don't want to push it too much and make it, but that is what it's designed for. It's designed for just before we kick off, everyone sing it, the music cuts out, we all sing it together, and when that game kicks off, we're at it from the start. Because the crowd have really pushed it from the start, and so that's the idea of the song. And if it works out, it works out. But to be honest, I'm just glad that I wrote it, and I'm glad that I recorded it, because I could have easily just gone, yeah, it's a nice idea, but I'm not going to bother.
Yeah, it's never going to happen.
I'm glad that I did it.
It deserves to be out there.
Yeah, I'm pleased for it, really, and it's just, there's a bit in The Office where he says, "How do you know that you're living in the good old days until they're over?" And that's what I feel at the moment. I think we're living in the good old days at the moment. You know what I mean? Like,
yeah,
kid. I almost, if you see a child in a Villa shirt, grab them and say, "Do you understand? Do you understand that this is good?" Or if you see anyone moaning, say, "Do you understand?" We had Remy Gard, and we had,
Jesus.
Who did we?
Tactics Tim.
We had Roberto Di Matteo. We had Tactics Tim. It's like
Alex McLeish, good lord! Yeah, when
Alex
you talk about
McLeish.
things being pushed down the fans by the club, I think Alex McLeish is the human embodiment of that. Like how that was ever going to fly by the fans. We could have won 4 European Cups in a row, and they still would have gone, yeah, but he's Blues, isn't he? You know, it's like it was just never going to happen. Never in a million years. Yeah.
Bruce. What did Bruce used to say? He used to say, "There or thereabouts." That's
Thereabouts. Yeah.
We'll be there. We'll be there or thereabouts. We were like, we don't want to be there or thereabouts, you know.
And that's actually true. That's actually really true because, like, now you hear Unai Emery with his no excuse culture as well. But coming from a dressing room that was, oh yeah, we'll be there thereabouts. You know, it's the dismissive nature. And yes, we were on our knees with regards to being in the championship and not getting promotion straight away and so on. But you were right that the vibe around the club does come from the top down, and it does come from the top down linearly towards the players in that way. But also fans from the terraces are going to have more of an influence over 90 minutes than Nassif Swears or Wes Edens ever will be able to have. They're just not going to be able to influence it within 90 minutes. If they did, they would have sacked Gerrard at halftime in Craven Cottage and not waited until after the game. But they can't do that. So that's where your song comes in from that point of view. That, as I say, it's a song that can be sung from the terraces. We had Hibs in Villa Park for the Conference League, and they, for my money, have probably the best football anthem in Sunshine and Leith. And you look at anything on that, and that's actually why I wanted to get you on, because I just love that song. I love listening to that Scottish Cup final. I think it was 2016, and they just cut the music and the fans sing it, and you can't, like, the most hardest heart would be softened by listening to the joy, to the camaraderie, to the passion that group of fans have. And they don't win a whole pile every regularly. But that day, every single one of those guys that were in the stadium on that day will go to their grave and go, kids, yeah, marriage, yeah, but Sunshine and Leith that day was right up there, for them. And we need something like that as Villa fans too.
Yeah, and something that's ours. That's the difference, It's so, yeah, and it's hard. Yeah, it's hard. I'm gonna watch that video after this. It's the best video. It's the best video,
And the best thing about it is John McGinn is there and he's belting it out with just beside the cup as well. So the ties to the current Villa team they're even in that video. It's
that's it. And it doesn't have to be. It doesn't have to be. I don't know, really. It doesn't have to be like we're the best team in the world. We're the best team in the world. Because Sunshine on Leith, I don't know. It's just they're singing about all of the times when they didn't win the cup. That's why it's such a beautiful moment, because they've sung that song when they've lost. They've sung it through years and years and years of not winning the cup, and now they get to sing it at Hampden in the sunshine when they've won the cup, and it's just a beautiful, beautiful moment. And and that's what I want for us, really. I want us to have those I want us to have something to sing in those moments, because I feel like those moments are coming. I feel like they're on the way, and I want us to have something to sing. But also I want teams to come to Villa Park in the Champions League, and I want them to know they're coming to Villa Park. We've been to Lille and
Poznan, or to Legia Warsaw. Yeah, Bosnia.
You're there.
Olympiacos, been to Paris. Very hostile atmosphere. Amsterdam, hostile atmospheres with fans who are big voices for their team.
Yeah, and we've got the ground, and we just need just a couple of tweaks. So 1897, I think their job, and the stand-in hopefully will make a difference, and all of that kind of stuff. And because that is. I mean, we are rich, aren't we? I was going to say we're not rich, but we are rich. But I don't think we can spend it. I can't keep up, to be honest. But the advantage that we have is Villa Park. I think Villa Park is a huge, huge advantage that we have. And you can hear Emery. He doesn't shut up about it, does he? He's just like, we make a connection with the fans, and that's his mantra. And what has he done at Villa Park? You can see what he's done. What was it? 14 in a row? 12 in a row? Anyway.
Something ridiculous. I can't remember.
More than I can count, games we won in a row. And he fostered that. And he knows that how important that is. He knows how important it is because he's been there and done it. So we need to back him up, really. That's my opinion. I don't mean about my song, but I mean in general. We need to back him up to the point where when we're under the cosh and when things aren't going our way, it needs to be fostered that, all right, well, let's change it then. Let's change it because we're so indoctrinated to be like, oh no, this is it now. It's gone well up until now, but it can't carry on, can it? It can't carry on like this. It's bound to fall apart. So.
And that's the beauty about it is that towards the I would go so far as to say all of this season there's been times where the fans, specifically in away games and at home games, and this is not a commentary on the fans, but you can see it, you can see the belief. 18 months is a long time in football. It's a hell of a lot more of a long time when you're a fan sitting in your seat wondering, well, when is the house of cards going to fall down, or is it a house of cards? How stable is the foundation here? And as time goes on, you begin to go, foundation is pretty stable here, so I can maybe enjoy myself at football games again. You can hear it. There's been some really good atmospheres in Europe this year. Some of the home games, it was just raucous. It was just brilliant atmosphere. That game against Liverpool was just a super atmosphere. There's just been towards the end of the season, when fans understood that the players were on their, they were running on fumes, and they needed one good result. That's all they needed, and they came from 3-1 behind against Liverpool, 3-3, and it was just like a game like that was solely the fans getting involved late on. Maybe hoping more so than understanding that there was maybe a small bit of blood in the water, and then we get the goal to win where it just deflects off John Duran, and then everybody just erupts. That's the beauty of sport, as you said. You've got the peaks and you've got the troughs, but in that moment things just aligned, and the fans drove the positivity, because positivity is infectious, and it's infectious in a professional point of view as well. And those players are professionals, and they're doing their job. And yes, it's a competitive sport and so on, but positivity and being able to group the crowd together like they have done this season, it would be just brilliant to be able to do it in the form of a song that's ours. And I really agree with you on that one. I think we should have an anthem. I think this should be the anthem. And if there's anything, petition the club, everybody. Petition the club. We need to get this played more at Villa Park, and we want to make this a staple as we go through one of the most exciting seasons that's yet to come when we're in Europe as well. And hopefully, as you say, Sam, it gets adopted, becomes a thing, because a football anthem is something really special. And I think this is one of the ones that can certainly unite people and get people singing. Like, as you say, cut that music 30 seconds before the game, sing that chorus a couple of times, and get the tingles in the back of your neck. I'm all for it. I'm a romanticist when it comes to that kind of stuff, so I'm all for it.
What's football if not romance?
Exactly. It's been the cause of a lot of relationships, and it's been the cause of a lot of relationships breaking up. So sometimes it trumps it all, So,
yeah, you're right. You're right.
It's fantastic. Well, listen, I really appreciate your time today, Sam. I really do. If you aren't following Sam, his True Adventures on Twitter, just look up. Look him up on Apple Music, wherever I say Apple Music, but I was very conscious, Spotify, Apple Music. I don't even know where to stream music anymore. Apple YouTube.
It's on all the things. I don't really find out. I don't find, because I think I've got Spotify and Apple, but I don't know where it's been streamed. Amazon, YouTube, I think.
Probably everywhere.
But
if it's an RSS link, it's everywhere. So Up the Villa, it must be.
Is what you need to search for. So just search for Up the Villa and see what you think.
And give it a play. Yeah, do you know what? It would be great. I know there was a Twitter campaign to try and get it to number 1 in the streaming charts. And look, I did a quick calculation. If Villa Park holds 45,000 and each person streamed it 10 times a day for a week, that would be, I'd imagine that would get you in there somewhere. That would get you close to the top. So 45,000, 10 times, that's 500,000 a day. Multiply that by 7. That's 3.5 million streams in the course of a week. Let's give it a shot. What's to be
Well,
lost?
I know that my mum listens to it at least 2 or 3 times a day. So that's earning me a couple of quid.
You should phone her more. You need to phone her more. That's the reason she wouldn't need to listen to it. If you just call her. Call her.
Ring your
She
mum.
can talk to you anytime. Sam, listen, thanks a million. I really, really appreciate your time today. I love your passion for it. I love the way you spoke. So, like, I'm famous for doing more talking than my guests at times. This is probably the quietest I've been in a long, long time, listening to somebody about your passion for this project and what's came out of it. So I really appreciate your time. And yeah, as I say, let's send this one to the moon and let's make it part of Villa Folklore for sure.
Thanks, man. Appreciate it.
Excellent. Thanks so much, everybody, for watching and for listening. We will see you again. I don't know when we're going to be back. Probably we could be back in 10 minutes' time if news breaks. But we'll see you again very, very soon. Stay safe, stay healthy. And all that's left to say is up the Villa.